Hey guys, me, host Superstar. Thank you very much for tuning in. Look what I got! It's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Elvira, what a babe. Still haunts the midnight of my teenage dreams. She is such an awesome horror icon. And I can't believe it took them this long to give her own action figure. But this action figure does celebrate her 40th anniversary. Elvira has been around for over 40 mystifying years, talking about horror and spreading the good word of B-list horror movies. Elvira, when I was a kid, so I first come across Elvira on TNT, it was called, so TED Network Television, whatever it is, TNT. And that in the UK used to flick over from Cartoon Network, because back in the day, Sky only had about 6 or 7 channels, and on an evening they would flick over to the American sort of networks. So like we'd have Cartoon Network in the UK up until 9 o'clock at night, then it would flick to like the West Coast feed, I think it was, or the East Coast feed, and we would then get TNT. And on a night time, that's where I used to get my WCW from on a Friday, on a Monday and Friday. I used to sit and watch, the live feeds of WCW wrestling. But sometimes in the summer, I would stay up ridiculously late, and I'd be watching wrestling on WCW, and then I think it was like Thunder, and then Thunder would end. And if my parents didn't come down and get me, obviously I would stay downstairs watching television. And it would flick over again. It would still be on TNT, but you'd suddenly get Elvira would appear on the screen, laid across that red velvet couch, and she'd be talking about some random horror film. And then I'd watch some ridiculous B-list black and white movie. But I remember that. That's like a vivid memory of my childhood. And I'm pretty sure there were repeats at that point, because I'm pretty sure Elvira was like a lot earlier than what I should remember. I think she was like the 80s, like early 80s. Obviously, I'm thinking like this is like 95, 96, around that time. So I'm pretty sure there may have been repeats and stuff, because I don't think she was ever originally on TNT. I think they were just playing stuff on repeat kind of thing. But that was my introduction to Elvira. And then obviously over the years we saw the Elvira movie, Mistress of the Dark, Haunted Hills, and then she became a horror icon, obviously with Boom Studios creating her comic books. And that's where more recently I've been enjoying sort of the continuation of the ridiculous world of Elvira. The best ones they've done so far was definitely they've done Elvira meets Vincent Price. That was a very good series. And right now they're currently at the end of a series called Elvira in Horrorland, where she's currently meeting and going through movies like Alien, Nightmare on Elm Street, things like that, and meeting horror icons. Very cool concept. But we finally have a NECA action figure. I digress. We have a NECA action figure to review here, and it looks awesome. Tons of accessories. When you hear the name Elvira, only one person comes to mind. Horror icon and quintessential symbol of all things spooky, the one and only Mistress of the Dark. Let's break her out of the packaging, guys. Never had the pleasure of meeting Elvira, sadly. She was at HorrorCon a few years back, but you could not get anywhere near. Her line was ridiculous all the time. So, in a future convention, I do hope that I can get to meet her at some point and have, pay for a photo and stuff like that with her, because that'd be really cool. So she comes with a spare head. She comes with like a really spooky candle. And then we got the figure herself. She looks like she's attached into the box here, so I'm going to have to snip that, I think. Yeah, that's holding her in. Okay. Skizzers. Wow. Oh. Modest it. Okay, here she is. Wow, very cool figure, actually. Yeah, it's Elvira! The likeness is pretty good as well, to be honest. The likeness is pretty decent. Obviously, she's played by actress Cassandra. I can never remember her surname. But yeah, and obviously Elvira as a character. But she is very good at playing it. I think it's basically just her sort of like her own sort of thing, but just like turned up, isn't it? You know what I mean? But yeah, very cool concept. That dress does not want to stay on top of there. Do not want to get that flash thing. So she comes with her little knife, which slots into her little belt, which is just so screen accurate. That is crazy. So I've popped that in. I'm going to keep covering her assets up. They do like to pop out. So I've got her on the stand for now just to make things easier. She is on high heels, so she will fall over quite regular, I'm sure. Although I haven't really had time to play about with the posing and stuff. But yeah, she is on proper big heels. If I lift the dress up at the back there, you can see she's on little proper heels, so she will be a nightmare to stand. A few paintwork issues, but nothing too crazy. The dress covers most of it. It's a cloth dress, which I'm so glad about. When they first announced this figure, I'm glad it was a part of the cloth sort of range, a bit like when they made the Scream killer. Because obviously Ghostface would be ridiculous with like plastic. The only thing is, both of her hands get covered up by the dress. The dress really falls down over the hands, which I don't really want. I want the hands to kind of be able to be posed. So I'm trying to find some poses. There we go. Trying to find ways of making the dress sort of fall nicely around the hands so you can have the hands exposed. Because she's very expressive, is Elvira. There we go. Yeah, very cool. And the accessory pieces are great. I love this first face sculpt, but they have given us a secondary one as well, which is a sort of more cheeky, wink, smiley face kind of thing with a tongue out, which is kind of cool. But she does have a really cool chalice, which is like smoking. So I do want to put that in her hands, really. I'm just trying to work out how each hand that's going to be better in. Probably this one, right? Yeah. There we go. Very cool. Really like this action figure. So let's head on down to the desk cam so you guys can get an up-close personal look at Elvira. Let's head on down to the desk cam. There we go. So Elvira herself, she's so cool. I really love this figure. She's just great. So we do have the secondary head sculpt, which is this one, which is very cheeky. I love that. That's just full of sass and attitude. It's great. But I'm probably going to keep this one on for the shelf, I think. She does come with this chalice as well, which is a smoking chalice with green stuff coming off of it. Very comic booky. I do like that. Again, she just kind of holds that just nicely, but if you start moving the figure around, she will just drop it because it doesn't really sit in the hand properly. You're just kind of resting it on the fingers. So that will just fall. So you've got to be careful with that. But she's great, very expressive as well. Loving the costume and stuff, although you have to keep messing with the top part, otherwise she will flash the world. She does come with the little skull as well, which is down here, which I've got, which is great. Again, lots of spookiness on there. So that's very cool. Nice little accessory. You can never have too many skulls. Like I say, that secondary head sculpt's kind of cool. I do like it. It is very, very sassy. Obviously, we've got the little... Oops, see, that's what I mean. That will just pop out that all the time. The little dagger just sits inside the belt, just like it does in the films and stuff. She does just have the dagger just sat there. Which is kind of cool. Very, vampy, Morticia Adams inspired. Vampirina, very much. I love all the horror hostess stuff from back in the day. It's definitely up my street. And yeah, Elvira was definitely a part of my young man's fantasy, shall we say. So I have to have this figure on the shelf. and I'm still a massive fan of Elvira to this day, and now in her 40th anniversary year. But guys, what are your thoughts on this figure? Let us know in the comments down below. If you have enjoyed this video today, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Subscribing really supports us, it really helps us out and helps us to keep making awesome videos like this. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, may the Force be with you.